What's going on, everyone? So the San Antonio Spurs are going to be without Victor Wembanyama for weeks, multiple weeks, as he recovers from a calf injury. Dylan Harper's out. He's been banged up with Stephon Castle. It's in a tough spot, right? But I don't think it's all kind of misery and, sorrows type thing, right? Obviously, you're in the Western Conference, so you can't really afford to go on a losing streak in the West. If you're in the East, probably have no concerns, but you're in the Western Conference, you lose 8 out of 10 games or something like that, you might as well kiss the playoffs goodbye. I mean, again, you had multiple teams win 50 games last year. You had 3 through 6 divided by tiebreakers, and 3 through 8 was decided by a game. It's brutal in the Western Conference, right? You're without your best player, and not just your best player, but one of the top players in all of basketball, a guy that's literally playing to, an MVP level, top 5 player in the league level, and to end up missing that. And then also your rookie who was averaging 15, 5, and 5 before the game he got hurt in, right? It's not great, right? It's just a tough spot to be in. But I do think this is good on several fronts for the Spurs, right? One, I think it really forces guys now to have to step up, pick up the slack. It's easy to default and kind of get comfortable and complacent when you have a guy as good as Victor Wembanyama, right? From the defensive side of things to the offense, you name it. Right? It's easy on defense to go hey, if I get beat, if I miss my assignment, if I don't hit my mark, I got the big guy. He's going to clean it up. It's all good. Oh man, the guy got by me. It's all good. He's going to clean up. Now you don't have that. Now you can't miss your spots. Now you have to hit your marks. Now you have to do the things necessary in order, because you don't have that safety blanket. You don't have that net that's going to catch you when you fall on your face, right? Now you have to make sure you keep your balance. You have to play to the level, right? You don't have that line leader that you can all get behind, right? So now it's, hey, we need to, as a group, collectively step up. This is good for guys. This is going to, not only is this going to have to force guys to rise to the level and play better, it's also going to give the Spurs an opportunity to really see and evaluate who are the guys worth keeping. Because look, I've talked about this even through as good as the Spurs have been. At some point, you're going to have to make a consolidation trade. At some point, you're going to have to trade guys. At some point, you're going to have to make some tough calls, some tough decisions, and move off of some guys. Spurs have some clear needs, some clear holes on this team. I'd like an upgrade at the 3. Obviously, if a Carter Bryant or something like that can become that, but he's probably a couple years away. I'd like an upgrade at the 4, a clear-cut, starting level 4. You have plenty of guard play. You have plenty of depth, versatility, stuff like that. But you need to if you can consolidate, a Vassell and Keldon Johnson, maybe a Jeremy Sohan, guys like that, into hey, here's 2 clear-cut starting wings for you. I think you could end up being one of the best teams, and not the best team in all of basketball, just how good that they have played. But this is going to give you a good opportunity to sit back and evaluate several players and kind of just see, how are they playing? Are they playing the level? Are these guys that we should keep? How are these guys working together without Wemby, right? Because if there's a way to make it work without Wemby, then there's a way to make it work with Wemby. It's just kind of figuring and bridging that gap, that connection, right? But if guys are just terrible regardless, or guys start getting worse without Wemby, it's oh, wow, Wemby's really covering and masking this guy's deficiencies. Wemby's really masking and covering these guys' the way that these guys are playing. So now you're in a position to where you don't have the scoring and the defense and the versatility that Victor Wembanyama provides. You're going to need that from other areas. You need that from other places. You're going to need guys to, again, rise and play to the level. And now Victor Wembanyama being out, this could be a blessing in disguise in that regard. But again, it's also just guys, again, being forced to not have that crutch. This is going to be huge for guys like De'Aaron Fox. You're the leader. You're the veteran. You're the guy that was brought here to be the all-star level point guard to lead this team. Wemby did it without you, right? Wemby was able to, I'm not expecting him to, go 5-0 and, whatever, 8-2 and the first 10 or whatever. I'm not expecting that, right? Wemby is the better of the two, but it's, hey, can you got to at least keep us 500. You got to at least keep us afloat while Wemby is gone. If we play 10 games, I need you to go at least 5-5. At worst, hopefully at worst 5-5, but at worst 4-6. You can't go, let's say he misses 10 games. You can't go 2-8 or 3-7 or something. You can't even really go 4-6, but you have to at least keep this boat from sinking until Wemby gets back. Then when Wemby comes back, then you can get back on track and kind of integrate everyone else in. I also think this is going to be really good. Like Devin Vassell, I think this is going to be a really good opportunity for him. Right? Vassell's kind of, he hasn't been bad this season, but he hasn't been like what you want. Right? It's kind of a 2 guard that doesn't do anything great. Like, he's kind of playing out of position. Like, it's just, I think he's the odd man out. I think he's a guy you're going to have to trade at some point. But for now, while he's on this team, it's like, hey, he's the guy that can go get you 20 on any given night. Him, Keldon Johnson, guys like that. I think you're in good shape in that regard with those guys. If you can kind of find the level, right? So I think Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, he's probably going to get more minutes. He's probably going to get more run. It's a good opportunity for Jeremy Sohan. It's a good chance for Sohan to really show us what he can do and what he's capable of and the level in which he can play. Same thing, with all these guys, right? Like, you're going to have to win this by committee. This is going to be a collection effort. This is going to be all of us combined, coming together. You're never going to replace and offset what Victor Wembanyama does, but you're not looking for that. I'm looking for you guys to just come in and, collectively as a team, be able to kind of close that gap as much as possible. You're still going to have a gap, but can you not make it so wide? Can you kind of close that in? Because you're still going to be able to win games and have success. Not to the level that you will with Victor Wembanyama, but, even without. And look, I would love if they, let's say Wemby misses 10 games and they go, 6-4, 7-3 without Wemby. I would love it. Again, that doesn't mean that they're better without Wemby or anything like that, but it'd be great. Show like, hey man, this team really can do some things. My concern, they're extremely young, extremely inexperienced. Again, Wemby is great, right? And they're stretched. They have probably the toughest stretch of the season coming up. Their next, after this homestand, their next 16 games are brutal. That 10 out of 16 are on the road, and they got some tough matchups. Even with Victor Wembanyama, it's possible that they have a losing record with how tough their schedule is coming up. And the road wins all that stuff, especially after losing to the Warriors twice and all that stuff. So it already was tough with Victor Wembanyama. Now you don't have him, it's only going to be tougher. But you see a lot of times teams without their guys step up and rise to the occasion. Without your star, ball's usually a little more free. Guys are getting more opportunities, right? And it's just natural. Again, that doesn't mean that they're better without stars. It's just, now you don't have to make sure Wemby gets 20. Now it's like, okay, you can disperse that amongst guys, right? So builds guys' confidence, all that stuff. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. If you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.